Yes, obviously very disappointed not being able to close this game out. We got outplayed in the second half. You can point to any aspect of the team, offense, defense, or special teams, where we had opportunities to execute and then do it for 60 minutes. Obviously, some of the hidden yardage in special teams was a factor, and we had an opportunity to win the game and weren't able to get it done. So, very, very disappointed, especially for our seniors. The last game in the woodshed. Really appreciate our fans coming out on a day when it was pretty chilly, and we had a really good crowd, and we really appreciate that. But certainly disappointed. We got one game left. I know our guys are going to show up ready to practice and prepare for the last opportunity, but certainly very disappointed locker room, and we're sick about it. So I'll open up for questions.
Mel, can you talk about their 2 kickoff returns and your missed field goals?
What about them?
What happened on the kickoff returns, and as you're getting ready for the field goal at the end of regulation, were you trying to get the ball in the middle of the uprights, or it looked like it went to the left?
Yeah, so on the kickoff returns, they hit us with a couple of field returns. We didn't have really good leverage to the field. We on the first one, we lost leverage with a couple of guys. The ball got outside of us, and the same thing happened in the second half. So it was a field return deal we didn't execute. And then, we, at the end there, we had an opportunity to end it with a field goal. Ran the ball. We were trying to get it as close to the middle of the field as we could. Called timeout with 3 seconds, and we missed it to the left. So.
No, that last drive in particular, can you kind of walk through it? Are you trying to run the clock down as far as you can at that point? It seemed like you guys were in and out of whether to pass, whether to run on a couple of those plays. What was the communication situation at that point?
So we were trying to score a touchdown, So and then we had a couple timeouts. We wanted to make sure we had the right plays. We had the situation, at the end of the Illinois game, as you guys can remember, and they didn't have any timeouts, but we were trying to score touchdowns, so we didn't want to leave it up to a field goal attempt. So this game, we were down there pretty tight, and so they didn't have any timeouts, and so we were trying to score a touchdown, and then we ran it one last time, see if we could pop one through. They didn't have any timeouts, and we didn't score on that third down, so we ran it. They didn't have a way to stop the clock, so we ran all the way down, called timeout with 3 seconds. And we missed a field goal, so we weren't initially planning for a field goal, because that wouldn't really make sense for us to try to do that. But ultimately, that's what happened, and so we didn't make it, and so it was lack of execution. So that's pretty much what happened. But we did want to make sure that we had the right plays called, and everybody was on the same page. We did have the timeouts remaining, so we were able to get that done.
Hey, Mel, in the middle here. They came in averaging only 85 yards or so a game rushing. Did they do anything differently on the ground, and how much, I guess, did their quarterback change affect what you guys were able to do?
I don't think they did anything differently. Again, like some of our perimeter run support, it seemed like we got outflanked. I really got to see the first couple runs they popped. I really have to see those. It seems like we kind of got outflanked over into the boundary. We kind of didn't get bumped over, moved over as far as we needed to. And they had some angles on us. I know we were moving the front a little bit early, and so we started, playing a little bit more straight for a little bit. We settled down, started to get them stopped, and pretty much, shut it down for a while, and then they popped another one. One of our guys got caught up inside, fell down, and we spilled the ball outside, and we didn't have a hat there to make the play, so it went 4 ways, but it wasn't anything that they did that was unexpected. We just didn't plan properly. So the quarterback run game is always going to be tough. They put a little stress on our ends, in some cut to keep situations, and so I thought we did a good job in some instances with some run pressures to create some tackles for loss and some things to try to mitigate those situations, but obviously they popped that one in the second half. That was a killer for us. We were able to get them settled down after that. We don't have margin for error. We can't allow that to happen. We can't allow them to pop a run and then settle down after that. Then pop another run later and settle down. We can't give them anything. So.
Mel, going off that a little bit, you guys haven't played a lot of heavy QB run teams or very many mobile QBs. Do you think just a lack of experience against that style of player had much to do with it? And also, I'm wondering with your quarterback, I saw Peyton was getting to play from the sideline a lot today, and you guys usually signal. I'm just wondering what was behind that.
With Peyton getting the call from the sideline, that was by design. I'm not sure if I really want to go into why. It's probably not a good idea for me to go into why we did that, but that was intentional on our part, and so that was the game plan going in. That's not something that we normally do.
What about defensively? Do you think there's a lack of experience against a QB who can move like that maybe played a factor?
I wouldn't say it was a lack of experience. We played some guys, some quarterbacks this year that were mobile. Obviously when you're in, you have to be able to get guys on the ground. You got to be able to make tackles. Those are usually when you have a mobile quarterback, you're going to be in a one-on-one tackling situation, and so you have to be able to win those one-on-one battles with guys. We were able to get them on the ground sometime, and sometimes we weren't. Our tackling really needs to improve, overall, and we have to get more guys we need to get more guys at the point of attack. Because we can't really leave it up to just one guy to make a tackle one-on-one. The way we're built, we need to get multiple guys on the ball to really be able to get them stopped.
Coach, because of their success with the kick return, were there any thoughts on changing up your strategy on trying to shut that down, or did you feel that you had the right plays to take care of that coming in?
We tried. We did a couple different types of kicks, and that was effective. So we did what we could to try to change it up. But we're not exactly sure. All the time when we kick the ball where it's going to go. So that that's a little bit of an issue for us.
Anything else for Coach? Matt?
Mel, a bigger picture here. I'm just in one-score games. You've been really successful here, and to see the position you were in, up 17 points. You look at the numbers, 2-1 in total yards, essentially. I guess can you kind of sum up what this team has to do to bounce back from? They've had a lot of bouncing back all year, but just the way this game went, the kind of defeated feeling of the way it went. How do you overcome that?
Yeah, It's a little different. Like when we're on the inside, you know, when you're like inside like when you're on the team, on the staff, and we look at it, you know, whether you lose by one score or you get blown out, you know, it comes down to execution. And so when we pull out the tape, and we review it with the players, you know, we point out to them, hey, this is why we didn't win this down. This is why they scored, or this is why we weren't able to move the chains, and then we fix it, you know. And as long as everyone understands what needs to be done, we fix it. Then we make the correction and we move on, try to make sure it doesn't happen again. But you know, anytime you lose, they hurt the same, you know. So I mean, I don't know what. You know, we're not going to cry about it. I mean, we haven't done that so far. We're not going to make excuses. You know, get it fixed, and one of the most important things is what you do next. You know, and so we have to learn from it, and make sure that we understand, you know, what we need to do next time to make sure these things don't happen. But it's either do that or just quit and just say, hey, listen, you know, we're just gonna like pack it in. I don't know how else to either handle it. You know, fix it, move on, or go in the tank and, you know, feel sorry for yourself and, you know, be soft and, you know, just, you know, be a non-competitor and just, you know, get the poor me's and, you know, look for somebody to feel sorry for you, which is not gonna happen. So I don't think that's gonna happen here. So we just gotta, you know, buckle up, block out the noise. Like I told the guys, we got to block out the noise because there's going to be a lot of it, just like it has been, you know, all season, and then, you know, move forward. So, I mean, that takes mental toughness and it takes character. I think this team has shown that we do have that, and so, you know, we're going to need more. We're going to need more of it. Simple as that.
Last one there in the middle, Matt.
And Mel, obviously we've talked about the run game improving recently, and you got 200-yard rushers today. And I'm just wondering, what, you know, especially for a guy like Elijah who stuck through everything to go for more than 100 and 2 touchdowns today, and just what you saw from him and the run game overall.
Yeah, the run game has been, you know, consistent. You know, the past, you know, few games where we've been able to get room in the run game, and it's been more than just one back. And it's been more than just, you know, one type of run. So our guys are understanding the scheme a lot better. You know where the ball needs to hit. Doing a really good job. You know, blocking the plays. Our tight ends are doing a really good job. Doing a better job in the run game in the receivers, because they're a big part of that. And then obviously, you know, when we do have an opportunity to check out of some plays. You know, Peyton does a really good job of recognizing the fronts and seeing pressures coming and getting us, making sure that we're getting into the right place. So, I mean, we've been fairly consistent, you know, the past few weeks of being able to run the ball. So we knew that we'd be able to run it today. We knew we'd be able to throw it as well. We felt like we'd be able to move the ball, you know, on these guys consistently, based upon what we saw on tape. Not taking anything away from them. I mean, they're really good players. They're big up front. They're well coached. They play hard. But we felt like that we could match that and be able to execute and move the ball, which we were able to do. So in the second half, I mean, we need more points, and then we got to do a better job on special teams. Obviously, we thought special teams would be the difference in this game, and it was. We thought we do better. All right.
We got one more.
And Mel, given, you know, the rebound you've had the last couple of weeks and the comebacks that you've had, you know, last year especially, how surprised were you to see the team kind of unravel like it did in the third quarter?
I mean, nothing really surprises me. I mean, it comes down to execution. You know, so you know, guys were playing hard and we had our moments, but when there's not that much difference between us and most of the teams that we play. Some of the teams we play, there is maybe a difference in depth or talent-wise, but most of the teams that we play is fairly, we're fairly evenly matched, and it does come down to, field position, special teams, a big play here or there, and so it's not a matter of unraveling. It's just a matter of the margins are very slim, and so you can look really good 1 minute and you can look really bad the next minute just because of it. It's just that close, So one guy doesn't do what he's supposed to do on kickoff coverage. I mean, we don't have a lot of margin for error. So if one guy doesn't do his job, it's touchdown. So I mean that's what it is. It's not a matter of lack of effort or guys not in general not knowing what to do. I mean it's where we are. We have to be like perfect. Most of the time to be able to execute. In this conference. And when we're not, we don't look very good. And that's what happened, I mean, we moved the ball in the second half. And we got them stopped in the second half as well sometimes, but just they made more plays. And so, I mean, you guys have been asking me all season, is it execution? Is it execution? Well, we turn on the film. You heard me say it before, it's going to be death by inches. That's what it's going to be. We turn on the film. I'm going back to the office right after this. I'll turn the film and I'll want to vomit because one block missed here, one got not in his lane on kickoff here, missed field goal here, missed tackle. I mean, and that's what it is, So that's why we got to come back ready to work, tomorrow to try to eliminate, all mistakes and have a higher level of execution on a consistent basis. And I don't have any doubt that our guys will do that because that's what we've always done. And they're very high character guys. And our guys have shown that they can respond to adversity, pretty much all season. Our guys know how to respond, and so they have perspective, and they have, and it's really good, life lesson for our guys to know how to respond to adversity, from a football standpoint, because that's how it's going to be in life. Things are not always going to go your way, and you're going to have to. You get knocked down, you have to get up, and that's what we're going to have to do, tomorrow. So, I have confidence in our young men that, that will, and the staff that, will respond, the right way, and we have one more opportunity, and it's a great opportunity to go on the road and put our best foot forward. So the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm looking forward to it. So we'll get out of here and we'll get started on it right now.